بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله وعلى أهل بيتك المظلومين. صلى الله عليك يا سيدي ويا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله، يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة ويا عبرة كل مؤمن ومؤمنة، يا غريب يا شهيد كربلاء، فيا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. I begin in the name of the Almighty God, the Compassionate, the Merciful, the One who has created everything in utmost perfection. And may His peace and blessings be upon His pure prophets, the peak of His creation, the symbol of humanity, the Holy Prophet Muhammad. And upon His beloved progeny, the Ahlul Bayt, especially the savior of our time, Al-Imam Al-Hujjah, Ajjallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. May Allah hasten in His reappearance. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. قال الله تعالى في محكم كتابه الشريف وقوله حق. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. حتى إذا جاء أمرنا وفار التنور قل نحمل فيها من كل زوجين اثنين وأهلك إلا من سبق عليه القول ومن آمن وما آمن معه إلا قليل. Illuminate your hearts and minds and this gathering with a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Muhammad wa ajil faraja. Past nights we talked about the turning points in history. The most important one that we are waiting for is the reappearance of our Imam. Shaitan doesn't want that to happen. He is delaying it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the key to us to reappear our Imam. But we can't do that without studying. We can't do that without history. We look through history, we reach the time of Imam Hossein alayhi salam. We see in that time there was supposed to have a divine relief, a faraj in that time, but because they martyred Imam Hussein alayhi salam, this divine relief was delayed. We look at the qualities of the people of that time. We see that they had problems. They didn't know their Imam. They exposed secrets. They were in their comfort zone. They hesitated. They were attached to this world. They didn't have any insight. And they weren't loyal. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. This problem that tonight we are going to talk about isn't a problem that only was in the time of Imam Hussein or in this time. From the first day of history, before this world, the problem was there. Shaitan was an obedient servant to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was that good as a servant that he was in the team of angels. He himself is a jinn, but he was in the team of the angels. That's how much obedient he was. That's how much he would obey Allah. He would pray to Allah. That they say each sujood that he would do was 6,000 years. Each sajda. Shaitan was in that position. But suddenly, because of one act, look how funny it is if you just look at it in this way. Just because of one act, everything disappeared. Everything was erased just because of one act. That's it. If you look at that, it's just one act. Oh Allah, don't you say you are Rahman, you are Rahim. Just forgive that. But that problem was so big, was so significant, was so bad that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't forget. He didn't even say that I will forget you if you do this, if you repent. No. I just want you to exit Jannah. That's it. That's how bad that problem was. That's how bad the problem was. We see in the Quran, Surah Al-A'raf, chapter 7, verse 12. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks Shaitan that what happened? What was that barrier that didn't let you do sajda? قَالَ مَا مَنَعَكَ أَلَّا تَسْجُدَ إِذْ أَمَرْتُكَ. When I commanded you, why didn't you do sajda? And this is his words. قَالَ أَنَّ خَيْرٌ مِّنْ خَلَقْتَنِي مِنْ نَارٍ وَخَلَقْتَهُ مِنْ طِينٍ. Oh Allah, you did a mistake here. You did a mistake. I am better. It's the opposite. He should do sajda for me, not me doing sajda for him. Some people, some explainers, and it's correct, but I want to talk about the bigger part of this ayah. Some say it's because of hasad, envy, that Shaitan went outside. Why? Because he was hasad. He had envy towards Adam. He wanted to be in the place of Adam. Some say that. And that's correct. One of it was envy. The other part was that Shaitan, criticized Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you don't know. You don't know what is better. What's the benefit of this world? You don't know it. I'm better. Oh Allah, I am better. I'm better. You should change it. You know, I'm from fire. He's from clay. We have to change our parts, what we are. You should do sajda to me. That's the problem. That is the problem that Shaitan had. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, without any hesitation, He said that go outside. Just go. I don't want to talk to you. Just go outside this heaven. Why? Because you are criticizing me that I don't know. You don't obey me anymore. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's a pack. He has knowledge, He has power, He has mercy, all of that together. If you don't accept one part, it's not like, okay, I'm obeying Allah, but you know, the knowledge is a little weak, so I don't want to obey Allah in this part. Look, tonight we're talking about our deep beliefs. Other nights it was about social problems or anything that we had, family problems. Okay, tonight a little deeper. After 9 nights, we want to talk a little more deeper in our beliefs. What was Shaitan's problem? He didn't accept one part of Allah. Allah doesn't have any parts. It's just a pack. And you can't say, okay, I like this part, I don't want that part. His knowledge is good, I don't want His justice. No, look how many dhulm are in this world. I don't accept the God that does this dhulm. I only accept His knowledge. No, let me just give you this example until you can feel it more. I say, I know your father. His name is Ahmed. His last name is Khalili. I don't know. And please, if somebody's name is Ahmed Khalili, please forgive me. So, Ahmed Khalili. His social number is 2244. His number is I don't know what. He's 6'1". He weighs 200 pounds. And like for that and this, all of that, I say everything. And you say, yeah, everything that you are saying is correct. That's my father. But I say some quality for him. I say, and he's a serial killer. He killed more than 2,000 people. He's a dictator. What are you going to say? You say, no. Yeah, all you said was my father, but that part is incorrect. Or you're going to say, no, that's not my father. You're going to say, that's not my father. That's it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you say, okay, I allow his knowledge, I accept his justice, I accept everything, but his justice is wrong, or his knowledge is wrong, or his power is wrong. That's not even Allah. That's not Allah. Allah is everything together. And that was the problem of Shaitan. He thought that he knew more than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was obedient. But in one part, he said, no, I don't accept you. That's the problem of Shaitan. Shaitan was a good one, and then he turned bad. In these speeches that I had, I'm never talking about the enemies. The enemies have a different problem. They مُلَأَتْ بُطُونُهُمْ مِنَ الْحَرَامِ. They had haram income. That's something different. We're talking about good people, about Shi'as, about those that were Muslims, accepted Allah, accepted the Ahlul Bayt. We're talking about them. This problem was not only about Shaitan, but also the prophets sometimes have this problem. Prophet Musa with Khidr. Please, if you have a Quran, you can open it, page 301, and please salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. 301, Surah Al-Kahf, chapter 18, verse 65. It's the story of Prophet Musa and Prophet Khidr. So I'm going to translate it very fast, and let's see what his problem was. So we have this, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. فَوَجَدَ عَبْدًا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا آتَيْنَاهُ رَحْمَةً مِنْ عِنْدِنَا وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِنْ لَدُنَّا عِلْمًا. Prophet Musa, he found, it's page 301, Surah Al-Kahf, chapter 18, verse 65. Prophet Musa, he reached Prophet Khidr. And Prophet Khidr, he was a man of knowledge. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him knowledge. More knowledge than Prophet Musa. قال له موسى. Musa told Prophet Khidr, هل أتبعك على أن تعلمني مما علمت رشدا. Can I follow you and you teach me? قال إنك لن تستطيع معي صبرا. You don't have any patience. You can't handle it. What does he say? And وكيف تصبر على ما لم تحط به خبرا. You can't handle it because you don't know it. So it's going to be hard for you. I don't want you to be in a hard position. قال ستجدني إن شاء الله صابرا ولا أعصى لك أمرا. You're going to find me patient, and I'm not going to make it difficult for you. I'm not going to make it difficult for you. قال فإن اتبعتني فلا تسألني عن شيء حتى أحدث لك منه ذكرى. Don't ask me about anything that I do. Don't ask me. Until I explain it after. I will explain it to you, but after. Don't ask me after what I do. فانطلقا. They went to a trip. حتى إذا ركبا في السفينة خرقها. They entered the ship. Then Prophet Khidr, he put a hole in that ship. He broke that ship. قال. Prophet Musa is criticizing him. قال أخرقتها لتغرق أهلها. Are you doing this until they can be sunk? They're going to sink in the ocean. They're going to die. And then he said, لَقَدْ جِئْتَ شَيْئًا أَمْرًا. You did a very bad thing. قال ألم أقل إنك لن تستطيع معي الصبر. Didn't I tell you you don't have any patience? And then Prophet Musa apologizes. قال لا تؤاخذني بما نسيت ولا ترهقني من أمري عسرا. Just forgive me, I won't ask you again. فانطلقا. Again, they went. حتى إذا لقيا غلاما فقتله. They found a young kid. Prophet Khidr killed him. At that moment, just without any salam alayk, he killed him. قال أقتلت نفسا زكية بغير نفس. You killed a kid that didn't have any sins. He didn't kill anybody else. Why did you kill this kid? لقد جئت شيئا نكرا. You did a very weird thing. Look, شيئا نكرا from شيئا أمرا, its level is one level down. So the first part, The first time that he criticized, he says, Shay'an amra, you did a very bad thing. The second time, he says, Shay'an nukra. It's a weird thing. I can't handle it. So he went one level down. And then he says, قَالَ أَلَمْ أَقُلْ لَكَ إِنَّكَ لَن تَسْتَعِيَ مَعِي صَبْرًا. Prophet Khizr tells to Prophet Musa that, see, you couldn't handle. Prophet Musa says, قال إن سألتك عن شيء بعدها فلا تصاحبني قد بلغت من لدني عذرا. If one more time I'm going to ask you, then I'm not going to follow you anymore. Okay, that's it. And then فانطلقا. Again, they went to another place. حتى إذا أتيا أهل قرية استطعما أهلها فأبوا أن يضيفوهما. All of the people in that city, they reached the city. All of the people of that city ate food, but they didn't give any to Prophet Musa and Khizr. فَوَجَدَ فِيهَا جِدَارًا يُرِيدُ أَن يَنْقَضَّ. There was this wall that was going to fall, and the people of the city would break this wall, wanted to destroy this wall. فَأَقَامَهُ. Prophet Khidr, he fixed that wall. قال لو شئت لاتخذت عليها أجرا. He says it very low, like, okay. Prophet Musa says it, and this time very, very, very calm. That at least you would have get something, like they would have give you money for this, because you worked. At least that, you would have get money. And he says, هذا فراق قال هذا فراق بيني وبينك سأنبئك بتأويل ما لم تستطع عليه صبرا. His problem, all of his problem, all of this story, the problem of Prophet Musa, he thought that he is more knowledgeable than Prophet Khidr. That's it. He thought he can be against him in this way. He's more smarter, he's better, he has more knowledge, and he asks him a question and he tells him that, why are you doing this? That was his problem. All of this story was that problem. And Prophet Khidr, that's why he told him that you don't have patience. Because you think you are smarter than me. You have more knowledge than me. The problem of Prophet Musa was that. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Ya Rasulullah. Ya Ali. Ahsant. So, and another prophet that we're going to talk about. And this story is so hard. Like all of us have to shake out. It's so hard. Our hearts can't handle it. It's difficulty for us. Prophet Nuh, when he cursed and he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to punish his people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him that those people that come in this ship, go with you in this ship, and your family. حتى إذا جاء أمرنا وفارت التنور قل نحمل فيها من كل زوجين اثنين وأهلك. And your ahl, and your family can be with you. And your family can be with you. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. Your family can be with you. Prophet knew after he went in the ship and his son didn't come with him, didn't come in this ship, didn't ride this ship. The only thing that Prophet Nuh said, and he asked it very politely. He asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala very politely. What did he say? Nada Nuhun Rabbah. He asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَقَالَ Rabbi. He said, oh Allah, Inna bni min ahli. My son is from my family. Inna bni min ahli. Wa inna wa'adaka al-haq. And what you promise is right. Okay, two things that are 100% correct. Inna bni min ahli wa inna wa'adaka al-haq. That's it. Nothing more did he say. He didn't say, oh Allah, help him. He's just like telling Allah that, don't forget my son was my ahl. And you promised that my ahl, My family are going to be saved. That's it. Nothing more. إِنَّ وَعْدَكَ الْحَقِّ وَأَنْتَ أَحْكَمُ الْحَاكِمِينَ. And at the end, he says, okay, everything is to you. Everything is up to you. And look how Allah responds. Look how Allah responds to him. And then what does Prophet Nuh say? Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Please, one step forward if you can come forward until the edge of the stage. People, inshallah that اگه یه قدم میتونید بیاید جلوتر خدا خیرتون بده. روز شب عاشوراست، روز نهمه، قرار شلوغتر هم بشه. خدا خیرتون بده انشالله همگی قسمتتون بشه کربلا ذریح امام حسین رو بگیرید صلوات بفرستید. اللهم صل علی محمد. یه قدم میتونید فکر کنم از فرش سفیدم میتونید بیاید جلوتر اگه بشه. So what does Prophet Nuh, what does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala respond to the question of Prophet Nuh? Inna ibni min ahli wa inna wa'adaka al-haq. He's saying two things that are 100% correct. Nothing wrong. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answer? He says, قال يا نوح إنه ليس من أهلك. He is not your family. I don't know who is your family. Whenever it's the debate between us Shia and Sunnis, we're going to say, okay, Aisha is not a family. That's why when we recite the surah, the ayah, the verse of Tathir, when we recite that, in there that has family, Ahl Baytika. We have that. And then when we want to debate the Sunnis says that Aisha, she's the family. She's the wife of Prophet. So she is Tathir. She is pure. What do we say? We say a wife isn't a family. Okay, the wife isn't family. Then who is? We also always say, and then they say the grandson. How is the grandson a family? How is Imam Hassan and Imam Hossein the family? How is the daughter the family? Everybody knows that the son is the family. He's the part of the father. Everybody. So they debate us. They say the daughter isn't. The grandsons aren't. But if Prophet had a son, that would be his family. That's what they say. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in this verse, He's saying, إِنَّهُ لَيْسَ مِنْ أَهْلِكَ. He's not your family. Who is then? I don't know. What did Prophet Musa say? He said, he's my family. That's it. He says, إِنَّهُ لَيْسَ مِنْ أَهْلِكَ. He's not your family. What was Prophet Musa's problem here? Prophet Nuh's problem here? It was that he thought one step forward than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He would think that, okay, I know more than Allah. إِنَّهُ لَيْسَ مِنْ أَهْلِكَ وَإِنَّهُ عَمَلٌ غَيْرُ صَالِحٍ فَلَا تَسْأَلْنَا مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٍ. Don't ask me what you don't know. Prophet Nuh knew that his son was his family. And he knew that Allah's wa'ada, his promise, is right. He knew all of that. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to him, don't ask what you don't know. And then look what he responds. Prophet Nuh responds. قَالَ رَبِّ إِنِّي أَعُوذُ بِكَ أَنْ أَسْأَلَكَ مَا لَيْسَ لِي بِعِلْمٍ. Allah, I ask your protection. I am sorry that I ask you what I don't know. وَإِنْ لَا تَغْفِرْ لِي وَتَرْحَمْنِي أَكُنْ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. If you don't put your mercy on me, I'm going to be those that khasir. I'm going to lose everything. Just forgive me. What did Prophet Nuh ask? He just asked that his son is his family. That's it. Look how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this fact is important for him. That whatever I say, whatever I am talking about is correct. You don't have the right to questionize me and tell me you're wrong. You don't have that haqq. You don't have that right. Because you don't have that knowledge. And I have tested you before. So I don't allow myself you criticizing me. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. In Karbala, we see that too. How many people went to Imam Hussein and advised Imam Hussein? Imam Hussein, don't go to Kufa. It was from love. I'm not saying it was from hate. It was from love. Don't go to Kufa. You're going to get killed. They're going to martyr you. They're not going to help you. They thought they knew more than Imam Hussein. That was their problem. They thought they knew more than Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Today's problem that we have, unfortunately, is that without any knowledge, without any education, when just we don't like an issue that one scholar, one alim, one marja talked about, and his school of thought is this, he said, okay, in this problem, in this question, my answer is this. In this issue, I think it's going to be in this position. We start arguing, disagreements. That alim doesn't know what he is doing. That marja, he is not corrected. Only if he lived in the US, he would have known what difficulties we go through. He is not a woman to understand what we go through. He doesn't work 24/7. And we starting criticizing in this argument. And we still tell nonsense to him. And sometimes we curse him. I have seen this, that we curse that marja. That why didn't he talk in this situation? Why didn't he do this for this act? Why is his hukm this way? Why? Because we just don't like it and we think we know more. If we know more, then go become a marja. You yourself become a marja for yourself. And they have opened the way. It's not always that you have to do taqlid. You can do recaution and you can become a marja. So go and become a marja. Go and become a knowledgeable person, a scholar. Just go educate for 60 years until you find out what hukm you can give. What fatwa you can give. What thing you can say in this situation. Go study. Unfortunately, when it comes to about hijab, about qisas, about diya, it comes to blood money, it comes to qisas. What does qisas exactly mean? I forget. Qisas and revenge. It's not revenge exactly, but it's a hukm from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, qisas. And when it comes to hijab, and when it comes to other facts, riba, rishwa, usury, bribery, when it comes to these problems, when it comes to the problem of khums, zakat, hajj, these problems that we have, and we don't like it, we see it's difficult, we say, okay, this marja doesn't know what he is saying. He doesn't know. And that's our problem that we have. That's the problem that we have. Unfortunately, we think we are smarter, we know more than our maraja. Okay, if you know more, go debate him. They're free, they're open, they have so many wakilas, they have so many people that you can tell them and they will go ask and whatever. You can go even see them, ask them on website, just go and do this. But when only we're in this state that we only argue. We only say, okay, that's not correct, and we're not going to follow them because of that. I don't know what situation these are. I don't know the rules. I don't know the sources. I haven't educated myself. I haven't went to any study. Even those that have studied, even those that have educated, they're still not in the place for arguing. After 60 years, okay, then you can go and debate them. After 60 years. Putting your life all in fiqh, all in Islam, all in faith, all in beliefs. 60 years. Putting in that, researching, studying ahadith, studying other words of ulama, After that, you're in the place that you can debate them. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And because I saw a problem about this argument, about this specific topic, that's why I chose it, this topic. And it's very important because I know it's everybody's question, and if it's not, others have went and talked to them that this is a problem, we shouldn't do this. And that is what? And that is Ziyarat Ashura that we have. Ziyarat Ashura. Not only Ziyarat Ashura, let me talk. Other narrations, other reports that we have, and the sanad and the chain of people that it reaches us, it's correct. 100% we know it's correct. Just because it doesn't mean to us, we don't find the meaning of it, it doesn't suit us, we don't feel good with the meaning, we say, no, this narration is corrupted, it's wrong, we shouldn't say it. The problem is we don't understand it, that's it. If you go and see the circle of narrations, you're going to know what this narration means, what this report means. We just see one narration, and the sanad is correct. I'm saying everything is correct. But just because we don't like the text, we're going to say, okay, I don't want this, it's batil. And Ziyarat Ashura is one of this. Why? Because in Ziyarat Ashura, they have la'an in it. Allahumma la'an awwala zalimin zalama haqqa Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. That's the problem that we have. We say, okay, Ziyarat Ashura, all of it is good. But one part of it, it's wrong. We shouldn't recite this part or all of Ziyarat Ashura. Why? Because it has la'an. Just exactly what Shaitan said. Shaitan said, okay, Allah, everything of you is good. I'm going to obey you more. But you don't have the knowledge in this position. In just one situation, you were wrong. What was that? Adam is from clay. I'm from fire. Just think, it's simple knowledge. Simple 2 plus 2. That's it. I'm better, so he has to do sajda to me. And in this our situation that we have, Ziyarat Ashura, everything of Ziyarat Ashura is good. Just because it has la'an, it's not correct. I'm not going to accept this. Okay, everything you said is good, but this la'an is wrong. I know more than my imam. This la'an is wrong. And we can answer this question in various ways. One of them is in which position I am. To criticize, to ask this question, to say this, that Ziyarat Ashura is batil. What right do I have? I don't have the right. I'm an imam? No, I'm not. And then I'm telling the imam, this ziyarat is from the imam. It's correct. Just look at its narration, its chain of people that have told us. It's all correct. Every individual is a wise one, is a righteous person until it reaches the imam. Every one of them is correct. And then I come and say, okay, the text of it, it's wrong. Imam shouldn't say this. He shouldn't do la'an. That's one answer we can give. That I'm not in the position. If I'm an imam, then I can tell him you're wrong. Unless I'm going to be just like Musa, like Nuh. What did they say? They just said this simple word. Okay, Allah, you know, everything is correct, but this is my son. That's it. This is my son. You should have been correct. Just correct this problem. That's it. Correct this problem and everything is going to be okay. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And if we want to criticize the Ahlul Bayt, we have to also question Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because he did 37 times in the Quran. He said la'an to kafirin, munafiqeen, fasiqeen. 37 times. Okay. If we have problem, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has the problem too. Why did he say la'an in the Quran? That's going to destroy wahda. Unity. That's going to destroy peace. Why? Because we have fasiq in Muslims, we have munafiq in Muslims. We want to be good with kafirs. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said la'an to them. Why don't you ask Allah, why did you say la'an? Some people have that power that, I don't know, that they can also criticize Allah and say, okay, you're wrong in this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala 37 times in the Quran said la'an to those people. Those, not just one people. Not one person. A group of people. Munafiqeen, the hypocrites, kafirin, those that didn't accept Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Fasiqeen, those that do wrong. Groups of people, they deserve la'an. And then, Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Okay, let's come a little lower. Just go back a little. Some people say, okay, we shouldn't say la'an. La'an is good, okay? La'an is okay. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has la'an in Quran. That's okay. I'm not translating la'an because I want to reach it. I'm not translating it because we translated bad. In English, that's one of my answers. We translated bad. What do we translate it? We translate it to curse. We translate it to curse. So just say la'an. Until now, just have this word, la'an. Allahumma la'an. This la'an, why? We have a problem with this. This la'an in the Quran, we have 37 times. And then some people say, okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He did la'an. Okay. We shouldn't. We Shia, we shouldn't. Why? Because Ahl al-Tasannun, other schools of thought, they are going to be angry at us. Why? Because we are doing la'an to their leaders. Their leaders are getting la'an from us. Muawiyah, Yazid, Shimr, and others. We are doing la'an to them. We shouldn't do that. We shouldn't do that. Where is wahda? Where is unity? We have to be one community. We have to save them. Islam is more important. One answer that we can give is, why do we think, like Brother Jamil, he always said, we are second level. We are second school people. For one time, I have never seen this before in my life. Always we have to go down. Always we shouldn't do la'an. Always we have to pray like this in taqiyya. One time in history, let them say in their adhan, Ashhadu anna aliyan waliyullah. One time, let them. One time, let them stand with their hands open. One time, let them remove this Inna salat khayrun min an-nawm from their adhan. One time, just that. I just want to see it one time, not more. From them going back from the beliefs. Why should I go back from my belief? I'm a Shia, I believed in Allah, I'm right. But because of you're getting, upset, I'm not going to go back. I am not going back. Stand for your beliefs. They're not going to kill you. They're not going to disturb you. They're going to get angry. They're going to get upset. For one time, let them just go back. For one time, let them not say, Ashhadu anna aliyan waliyullah. They say, Ashhadu anna aliyan waliyullah. For one time, let them accept that Amir al-Mu'mineen was better than other Khalifas. One time, that's it. That's Ya Ali. Please, one step, if everybody can come a little forward. There's empty places between you. Just be friendly and lovely all together. MashaAllah, the sisters are all packed together. If they can come forward a little bit. Just fill the empty places a little forward. I know it's difficult. I know it's hard. میدونم سخته، گرمه، قبول دارم، ولی شرایط همینه. انشالله دعا کنید جای بهتر، بزرگتر بتونن بسازن و انشالله قسمتتون بشه کربلا. یه قدم بیاید جلوتر، صلوات بفرستید. Why should I go back from my beliefs? Why should I go back from my beliefs? And the last answer that we can give, all of these that we talked. First of all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has la'an. So we're learning from Allah. We're not doing anything weird or anything wrong. Allah did it. Second of all, in which place I am. Am I standing that I allow myself to question my imam, that why did you say la'an? In third place, why should I come a little lower? Let them go back. Just one step they go back. If they go back, I promise you, if they go back, I'm going to go back too. If I see them saying, Ashhadu anna aliyan waliyullah, I'm going to say, okay, because of that, I'm not going to say la'an. Why? Because one time, I have never seen it in my life. One time they say this. Not even one time. They put turba. Never. They open their hands in prayer. Never I have seen this. And the last thing that we want to talk about, the last answer that we can give is, not the last one, is that la'an doesn't mean curse. We translated bad. La'an bima'na yafuhshnis. It doesn't mean cursing. We have one la'an in Arabic. We have one sab in Arabic. La'an and sab are different. Sab means cursing and cussing. Sab. La'an doesn't mean, it means I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that please don't put mercy on them. Yes. Put them away. Avoid them from mercy. I don't want the mercy of Allah to be upon them. That's it. It's the opposite of rahmah. Rahmah means mercy. The opposite of it, it's la'na. It doesn't mean cursing. I don't know why we translate it to cursing. It's a prayer to Allah that we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to let them back from your mercy. We don't want them to be in your mercy. That's it. That's what we want from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then they put this in our minds that la'nat means cursing. You're cursing us. You're cussing us. You're saying bad words to us. That's sab. It's different from la'an. It's different from la'an. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And also, if the last situation, if they say, okay, still you can't say la'an. We're going to question themselves. Then why did Muawiyah, for 70 years, he put this rule on the Islamic countries that in every Friday prayer, Salat al-Jum'ah, every time you do sermons, you do 2 times sermons in Salat al-Jum'ah. Every time you do sermons in that, in any masjid you are, every imam has to do this. It's wajib. It's mandatory. It's obligatory. You have to do this. You have to la'an Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib. You have to do that. If it's wrong, then why did your own leader do this to Amir al-Mu'minin, to our leaders? When I say la'an, it's wrong. And then when Muawiyah says la'an, it's not wrong. Okay, what's the difference? Is his grass more greener? Is his land more greener? Is his blood more darker? Is it that situation? Is he more loved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and I'm not? We are two both the servants of Allah, the creations of Allah. What's the difference? He has more right to do la'an. 70 years. And to who? To Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib, the cousin of the Prophet, the husband of Fatima Az-Zahra, the father of Imam Hassan and Imam Hossein. To that person that has that place in the eyes of God, 70 years. That's not 17. 70 years in that. And they say each week they had more than 1,000 Salat al-Jum'ah. More than that. Just calculate it. How many la'an it would be in these 70 years. Okay, our answer is we are just answering what Muawiyah did. We got insulted. That's our Imam. We believe in Imam Ali. We got insulted. We want to pay back. What do? We do la'an to Muawiyah. That's it. He did that, we're doing back. Just qisas, revenge. That's the same thing. We're not saying anything more. He said la'an to Amir al-Mu'minin. We're saying la'an to Muawiyah. That's it. And we're not saying to do it in every Salat al-Jum'ah and every ceremony, it's wajib to do it. No, whoever wants to do it. You feel good with it, do it. Whenever you want to do Ziyarat Ashura, do it. That's what we are saying. It's not wajib. It's wajib on you to do la'n. We're not saying that. If you want to, do it. That's it. We're paying back. We're paying back to Muawiyah. That's it. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Ishma. The enemies of Ahlul Bayt, Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. The other reason that we do la'an, and we see that, we want to ask Allah to not send His rahmah, His mercy to the enemies of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of Ahlul Bayt, is because they didn't have any mercy to Ahlul Bayt. What crimes did they commit to Ahlul Bayt? That's why we say la'an. Because when we see the tragedy, when we hear about the tragedy, our heart hurts that, oh my God, what people are there? How hard-hearted were they that they did this tragedy to Ahlul Bayt? Today is the day of Ali Asghar alayhi salam. A 6-month-old kid. I don't know, everybody I think have either had a kid or has seen a kid. A small kid. How much is a 6-old? He can't even put his neck up. He can't stand with his neck. He can't hold his head up. That's how heavy his head is for him. So when you hold him up, his head is going to fall down unless you get his neck. That's how fragile, that's how weak he is. Mirza Shirazi, one of our great scholars, he would always say to the reciters that when you want to recite any tragedy, please recite Ali Asghar. Why? Because he's the symbol of the tragedy of Karbala. Mirza Shirazi, he would always say, he's the symbol of oppression that happened to Hossein alayhi salam. And he will always say that every companion of Imam Hussein, when they went to fight, they could have defended themselves. But Ali Asghar, he couldn't. Every companion, he died in the battlefield. But Ali Asghar, he was in the hands of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. He died in the hands of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. He was killed in that position. I would die for that moment. Which moment? When Imam Hussein alayhi salam, what a hard moment, went in front of the army of Yazid and Shimr. He went in front, he had nobody left. Everybody was gone. Every companion, no Ali Akbar, no Qasim, no Abul Fadl Abbas. At the last moment, he went in front. He told them, هل من ناصر ينصرني هل من ضاب يذب عن حرم رسول الله. Is there anybody to help me? Is there anybody to protect the haram of Rasulullah? At that moment, suddenly he heard a cry from the tents. He went back. He asked Zainab, what is it? Who is crying? He said, we don't know. When you said, هل من ناصر ينصرني, Ali Asghar answered. He started crying. Imam Hussein said, ناوليني ولدي الصغير حتى أودعه. Bring my child to me until I can say goodbye to him. When he saw him, فالتفت الحسين عليه السلام فإذا بطفل له يبكي عطشا. He was crying because of the thirst. He saw his lips. He saw it was dry. So he said, let me take this kid into the battlefield. He took him to the battlefield. He told the enemy, فقال يا قوم إن لم ترحموني. If you don't help me, if you don't have mercy upon me, at least فارحموا هذا الطفل أما ترونه كيف يتلذى عطشا. Don't you see how he is struggling with thirst? يتلذى in Arabic means if you give him water, he dies. If you don't, he dies. In that's how thirsty he was. If you give him, he would die. If you don't, just give him water until he can die with joy, without this thirst. At that moment, suddenly the enemy's army started to corrupt. Omar, la'anatullah alayh, Omar told Harmala that do something. My army is corrupting. Harmala asked, Ya Allah, Harmala asked, should I aim the father or the son? Omar answered, don't you see the white neck of Ali Asghar? He said, yes, I see it. He said, aim it to him. Throw the arrow to him. فرماه حرملة بسهم ثلاث شعاب. He shot him with the arrow. The arrow pierced through the neck of Ali Asghar. فوقع في نهره. He slaughtered Ali Asghar, a small 6-month kid. What neck does he have? He was slaughtered like Allah. At that moment, Imam Hossein, when he saw that, he held the kid. He put his clock over. The kids of the tent saw. Badshah, the kids said this. Badshah, dast baba khuni shode. گمونم 6 ماه قربونی شده. عباشو طوری رو اسقر کشیده. گمونم خیلی خجالت کشیده. I think his dignity is crushed. At that moment they narrate that when he put his clock, Imam Hussein put his clock on Ali Asghar, he wanted to go back to the tents. He wanted to go back, but he went back and came forward again. 1 step back to the tents, and then 1 step again to the army. Why? Because he couldn't see Rubab in the eyes. Tell Rubab, the mother of Ali Asghar, that your kid in my hand was slaughtered like this. So what did Hussein do? He went behind the tent. The only martyr that we have, the only person that was buried was Ali Asghar. Let me tell you why. Allahu Akbar. Let me tell you why. Because Imam Hussein didn't want Ali Asghar to be beheaded. He didn't want his head to go on the spears. But after Imam Hussein was killed, after Imam Hussein was martyred on the day of Ashura, one soldier told that I saw Imam Hussein go behind the tents. Let's go behind the tents. They went. They struck their spears on the ground until they found Ali Asghar, a small kid's head. They put him on the spear. Ya Hussein! Ya Hussein! Yes. Tonight is the night of Ashura. And we have this poet. We ask the day, the sun to not rise. And we all do this. It's an Iranian culture. Everybody that knows, please do this. امشبی را شه دین در حرمش مهمان است. امشبی را شه دین در حرمش مهمان است. مکن ای صبح طلوع عصر فردا بدنش زیر سم اسبان است. عصر فردا بدنش زیر سم اسبانش. مکن ای صبح طلوع امشبی را شه دین در حرمش مهمان است. امشبی را شهدین در حرمش مهمان است. مکن ای صبح طلوع یا حسین ماتم حسین.